Hey guys, Zach here, coming at you with another video. So today's topic is one that I usually don't do too much. I've done it before, of course, but this is some Nintendo Direct speculation, because I've seen a decent amount of videos where people were like, there's probably going to be a Nintendo Direct in November. And I'm kind of like half and half on that, because I'm not really used to Nintendo doing a Direct in November unless it's for a specific game. But people are talking about it being an overall general Direct, talking about what they have planned. And usually, like, I would think about that and I'd be like, I don't think so. I don't think they would talk about future plans and all that. But then I remembered usually in their September Direct, they would talk about 2020 plans. At least last year they did. And they didn't really talk about much for 2020. I mean, the only thing we have a solid release date for 2020 is Animal Crossing, really. I mean, mainline stuff here. I'm talking about hype stuff. You know, I know Xenoblade Chronicles Remake got announced. Breath of the Wild 2 got announced for next year. But we don't know if those are truly coming out next year. Breath of the Wild 2 could be delayed. Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered could be delayed. So we really don't know if these games are all going to come out next year. So I think the only one we have concrete evidence about is Animal Crossing. I mean, I could be missing one. If I am, I'll probably put it on screen or something. But either way, that's all we know about. So granted, that's in the first part of the year, so that's that covered. But like January and February are going to be dead. Same with December even. I mean, we don't have anything for December, it seems. I mean, if there's going to be a November Direct, I'm presuming they're not going to talk about something that's coming out in December, because it's short notice. But anyways, it makes sense, kind of, to have a Direct in November. Now, I'm not saying there will be one, or that there won't be one. I'm just going to talk about what I think they would show. Now, this isn't going to be a predictions video. That would be when it actually gets confirmed, because that's what I usually do. I usually wait till it gets confirmed to do an official predictions video. But I'll talk about some things I would want to see, or some things I would expect to see, you know, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so, what would Nintendo do for the Nintendo Direct? Will I even think that there will be a Direct? Stay tuned to find out.
ZakPak, he's always there for you. ZakPak, only on YouTube. ZakPak, what will he do next? ZakPak, let's find out, 'cause it's on with the show.
So yes, Nintendo are very, very synonymous with Nintendo Directs. And like I said, November is such a weird month, because I don't know if there would be one, but there's probably, you know, reason to think that there also would be one rather than not. So I think it's possible that we'll get one. I know I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I want to elaborate more. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know about. Like I said, 2020 is a relatively blank slate. Even though we have a lot announced for 2020, not a lot of release dates. And I'm not saying that they need to have release dates for things now. I'm just saying that, like, we need to know if, let's say, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out in 2020. You know, or will it most likely be pushed to 2021? You know, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that Nintendo will kind of detail us about. Maybe not, you know, Breath of the Wild 2, just like, you know, it might not be a blowout trailer, but maybe something like Breath of the Wild 2 is still in development and is still aimed for 2020. That kind of thing. And not to mention, Smash Brothers. Terry Bogard is supposed to come out next month, and we have not really seen much of him since that September Direct. So, I think it would be wise to have him in Nintendo Direct. Now, granted, they don't have to. They pulled that with me on, like, they pulled that on me with Joker. But I think it's very possible that Terry Bogard could be in the Direct. I don't think they would do a new reveal, however. Given that the character would be coming out in February, usually they give 2 months between announcement and release. I think the only exception are Joker and Hero. Because I think Bam got announced in June, released in August. Terry Bogard got announced in September, is releasing in November. So, I think, or actually no, Banjo got released in September. That's just over, like, it's just over 2 months. It's, you know, so basically 2 months. I think, like I said, Joker I think was like 4 months. And then, Hero was like, Shadow dropped. But Terry Bogard, I think, if he's going to be released in November, we're definitely going to get an information overhaul on him. Maybe it's even going to be a Direct mostly about him, with some other information sprayed in. So yeah, I think that's very, very possible to see, more information on Terry Bogard. But like I said, no new Smash reveal. Maybe a tease for what's to come at Game Awards. Maybe they'll tease something in this Direct. It may not give us a definitive answer on who the character is. And then at Game Awards, they fully announce it. Maybe. Completely possible. Because with the SNK leak, maybe they'll be like, okay, we want to tease them early so that they can start guessing, and then the Game Awards fully announce it. Maybe. But, you never know. Alright, let's get Luigi's Mansion 3 out of the way, because we know there's DLC. I don't think they would show off DLC in this Nintendo Direct. If there is one in November, I don't think they would show it off. It's too soon. I don't think they would announce DLC less than a month before the game, or after the game was released. I don't think they would do that. I think they would wait until like a January Direct or February Direct to announce that, and then release it in March or April or something like that. So I don't think we're going to see Luigi Mansion 3 at the Direct. It, to me, doesn't make sense to see Luigi Mansion 3 at the Direct. Which is sad, because it's the first Direct that I can say, like, oh, I'm not expecting Luigi Mansion 3. Like, it's done now. Luigi Mansion 3 hype's done. You know, it's like, or it's not done yet, because the game hasn't come out. But, you know, like, there's not much to, you know, at that point, there's, you know, not much to think about, besides the DLC for the multiplayer, which, it's fun to think about, but, I mean, it's not going to be like, oh my god, super, super hype DLC for multiplayer. It's not like that, so... Yeah, no, Luigi Mansion 3, definitely not going to happen. Nope, not going to happen. And I'll be proven wrong. I already know it. To me, I have one big question mark. There's one game that I just have a huge question mark about, and that's Mario Party. I have no clue what they're doing with Mario Party. You know, there's Super Mario Party, which is definitely a step in the right direction for the franchise, but I'm wondering, like, was it, like, is that going to be the direction they go in? Like, because, like, usually, there's a Mario Party out every single year. There has been since 2015, with the exception of this year. So, I'm wondering if next year we'll get a Mario Party game, and they could full out well, does that make sense? They could wait till E3 to talk about it. They could, but I think maybe they'd have a Mario Party game as a summer title, and they'd announce it at a November Direct. I don't know, it gives people something to look forward to next year, especially if they really improve Mario Party. If they really, basically, keep what they did in Super Mario Party, get rid of those extra modes that no one cared about, and make the boards grander, and they could have a good Mario Party on their hands. Do some balancing stuff, you know, with the allies, and the star thing, because the star cost 10 coins, and everyone got coins to make it. Do balancing on those things. But other than that, you got a good Mario Party game at that point. And just make a good Mario Party game already, NDQ. Like, jeez. Like, you've done, like, what, 5 or 6 entries? And you still haven't produced a great quality Mario Party game? Like, do it already. It's been, I think, what? I want to say it's been 6, 7 years since you started Mario Party. Make a good game, please and thank you. Another franchise I want to know about, where the hell is the WarioWare series? I think that series is basically destined to come onto the Switch next year. Simply because last year we got the WarioWare Gold thing, and if Luigi's Mansion 3 is anything to look over, they got a remake on the 3DS, and then it came later on the Switch, before they owned the sequel. Mario Party got the sequel on the Switch a little bit after the remake on the 3DS, so WarioWare should be next in the chain. And I really hope that's the case, because WarioWare is such a fun party game, and it's the Switch! It's a party game for the Switch. It makes sense. 1-2 Switch isn't entertaining anyone. Everyone stopped playing Super Mario Party, so WarioWare makes sense to bring to the Switch. And you know what? That's a game that I would gladly play with just like the one Joy-Con, like single Joy-Con play. Mario Party, they shouldn't have forced that. But WarioWare, with those micro games, it makes sense. You know, they're little quick micro games that literally require a button and a little movement on a stick, usually. So, the Joy-Con thing makes sense there. So, WarioWare on the Switch just makes so much sense. Don't know why they haven't done it yet, but, you know, they could just spread it out through the Switch's life cycle, you know, to keep quality games coming throughout. But, yeah, definitely bring WarioWare to the Switch. I don't know why they haven't brought it over to the Switch. They definitely should. So, Breath of the Wild 2, I think, is an interesting one. Because part of my mind is like, will it have the Metroid Prime Metroid Prime 4 thing? But I would think not, because the engine's already there. Especially if they're going to use the original world map and maybe change a few things. It really shouldn't take that long. It should come out next year. It should come out on schedule. I just think we wouldn't see a blowout of gameplay. In fact, I think we really won't see a blowout of gameplay until next year. I think E3 2020 is going to be mainly Breath of the Wild 2. That's going to be the main game there. So, I really doubt we're going to see anything of Breath of the Wild 2 if there is a Direct. But, yeah, that's just that. So, they're hiring for a Kirby game, I read, for Nintendo. People are, being hired to work on a new Kirby game. And, lots of people have been asking about Kirby. Where is Kirby? And to me, I'm thinking he only came out, last year, right? Early 2018. So, do we really need another Kirby game right now? like, I really don't think Kirby is needed right now. Kirby Star Allies was not a great game from what everyone's been saying. I can't spend $60 on that game. It's way too short, way too easy. Didn't look fun, to me at least. Hardcore Kirby fans might say otherwise, but I wasn't too into it. So I think if they want to make a new Kirby game and really, like, wow everyone, they'd have to do something different. Not drastically different, but like an Air Ride 2 or a 3D adventure game. Something that's not normal for Kirby. Because the last Kirby games have literally been copy and paste, basically. In my eyes, they've been copy and paste. Every time I watch a gameplay, I watch gameplay footage for like one of the 3DS Kirby games, I can't tell which one's which, personally. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't know anything. Kirby, if you come to, if they get, the reason, like, I think that they would make, wow, I can't speak. I think it makes sense that they changed the direction of Kirby because now they're hiring. Like, they're hiring someone for this game, which means, like, I mean, obviously, I presume the whole team is still available from Kirby Star Allies, so I'm presuming maybe they need someone else to do a different creative direction, and I think that makes the most sense. So, hopefully, Kirby Air Ride 2, or some sort of 3D adventure game, something different for Kirby. Something that's fundamental to Kirby. You still look at it and you're like, oh, that's definitely a Kirby game. But just something that really holds on to you. Something that you can really, you know, like, something that's different and something that, like, has longer longevity than Star Allies. Alright, so so whenever I'm on a Discord server and we're not talking about Luigi's Mansion, something people always bring up to me are these two games in particular. Mario Kart 9 and Super Mario Odyssey 2. Let me address Mario Kart 9 first. I think it's possible we could see it next year, but I don't think we will. I think it's something they're going to save for 2021. I don't see Mario Kart coming out next year. I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people think we will. Especially because Mario Kart Tour is getting people's interest in Mario Kart up again. You know, so like it's possible for a new Mario Kart. I just don't see it right now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling wonders. It's one of their best-selling games. People could be like, yeah, well, that's more reason to make another one. But once you announce the new one, it's going to basically kill sales of that other one. So if it's still selling well, why not wait for sales to slow down quite a bit and then introduce it? So introducing it maybe next year and then releasing in 2021, in my opinion, makes more sense. Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still strong. So wait for it to fizzle out a bit and then introduce the new Mario Kart. That's what makes sense to me. You know, once people have their fun with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, then introduce a new Mario Kart, but I don't think it's that time just yet. The game's 2.5 years old. It's not, you know, it's not like Mario Party where they can, you know, dish out a new installment each year. It's much bigger than that. So I really don't think they'll announce Mario Party or Mario Kart 9 now. I think they would wait till next year for that. Same with Mario Odyssey 2. I don't see Mario Odyssey 2 coming out next year, and here's why. People are like, oh, development cycles, you know, Mario Galaxy. You know, I'm not looking at Mario Galaxy, right? Like, Mario Galaxy is everyone's like, oh, look at Mario Galaxy. But that's the one exception. Like, there wasn't a Super Mario 64 2 on the 64. There wasn't a Mario Sunshine 2 on the GameCube. There wasn't a Mario 3D World 2 on the Wii U. There wasn't, like, that's the only game that did it. So everyone's looking back at that game, saying, look what Mario Galaxy did, but I'm forgetting the 3 other 3D Mario games. I guess if you don't count Super Mario 3D World then 2, but that's still more than the Mario Galaxy games. So, I think it's a little bit more than just, oh, look at what Mario Galaxy did. I think a Mario Odyssey sequel is definitely coming. Well, whether it's definitely like a sequel to Odyssey, or they take the assets from Odyssey and just make a completely new thing, that's its own separate thing. But I definitely do think that they're making a new 3D Mario game. But I don't think it's going to come out next year. Especially if they want the hype of Breath of the Wild to keep going. I don't think they're going to announce it, or they're going to release it with Breath of the Wild. And, you know, you could say, oh, but they released the same time in 2017. You have Animal Crossing at the beginning of the year. So, you know, let's say Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out at the very end of 2019. You know, because I don't think it's going to come out early or mid-2019. Or 2020, sorry. I think it's going to come out towards the end. I don't think they're going to have them right next to each other. You know, they very strategically place their games with the release dates. You know, that's why each game gets their own month. And, you know, there isn't a Mario Odyssey or a Legend of Zelda game coming out this year. That's why you can have Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon, and Link's Awakening all next to each other. Well, I guess you can count. Well, Link's Awakening's a remake, so that doesn't count. But anyways, nevertheless, I don't see Mario Odyssey coming out next year. I see it being announced next year, but I don't see it coming out next year. I see it being a 2021 title with Mario Kart 9. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Oh, a game I nearly completely forgot about is Animal Crossing. I've mentioned it so many times, but I didn't talk about what I think they'd show. Honestly, I think they would show Animal Crossing. People think that they would blow out information. I don't think so yet. I don't think they would blow out Animal Crossing information just yet. I think that would be like an early 2020 kind of direct, where they do a specific Animal Crossing direct. So I don't think they're going to do that just yet. But I do think they'd show new information, no doubt. You know, they definitely show new information for Animal Crossing, New Horizons. So I don't know exactly what new they'd show, since I'm not an Animal Crossing guy. I don't know much about the series. But I do think that they'd show some new information, talk about it a bit, show off new stuff, new villagers, animals, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know much. But for those of you who are Animal Crossing fans, if we do have a direct in November, I would highly anticipate Animal Crossing being in that direct. I think that's it, guys. I think that's really it. I can't really think of much more to add. If there's anything that you guys would add, let me know down in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. And until the next time, see you guys in the next video.